Okay, so I just stayed one night here at the four-star Hotel Principe in Cannaregio, Venice, and I have some thoughts. First off, this hotel actually has over 130 rooms and it's located in a historic palace right on the Grand Canal. So when you first walk into the lobby, it's a gorgeous lobby. You'll notice things like antique furniture, Murano glass, and traditional Venetian colors. And the hotel actually has a really great restaurant in-house called Mirai Japanese Sushi Bar. My mom and I ate there last night for dinner, and I know that sushi doesn't exactly scream Venice, but we thought it was a fantastic restaurant and an experience in general. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm Travel Lemming's Director of Marketing. In this video, we're actually first going to go back in time to when I first checked into the hotel and do a full room walkthrough of room 229, which is a double room with a canal view. Then we're going to come back here and I'm going to give you my full hotel review. We're going to go over the highlights of this hotel, the pros and cons, who I think the hotel is for, who maybe the hotel is not for. All of that good stuff is coming up soon. Also, if you want to do a little bit more due diligence, so I'm actually in Venice for 16 nights total, staying at 12 hotels all across the city. So I wrote a full guide to where to stay in Venice on travellemming.com. You can find that in the description box below. I also have to mention that the hotel has no idea that I'm doing this review. We at Travel Lemming do fully independent reviews just like this one, just to give travelers really honest advice about where to stay, things to do in cities around the globe. Also, be sure to use the timestamps to jump around the video to the part that interests you most. With that, let's get into my full room walkthrough of room 229, a double room with a canal view. Okay, checking into room 229 here at the Hotel Principe in Venice. First look at this room. I am actually surprised at how large it is. This is a more historical hotel in Venice. Nice big room, pretty airy, pretty bright. As you can see, there's this big balcony over here, and then we have two other windows. So I think the room has a lot of good natural light. Let's take a look at the bed here. Okay, so check out this firmness. I would say it's a little soft, but we'll see how that goes tonight. I'll report back in my full review. Let's check out the pillow as well. It looks flat, but I think it's actually quite plush. So again, I'll report that back in my full review later. And of course, they gave us a balcony. So let's just take a step out onto this balcony and see our view of Venice. That is gorgeous. Oh, watching the sunset from here later is going to be wonderful. If you can get yourself a balcony view here, I think that's definitely worth it. So, okay, back into the room. Just going to quickly show you the view from the other window here. Just as stunning. Very nice. And the third window, which they don't have those shutters open on the other side, so I won't open that one right now. But okay, and then there's a couple of other seats in here and a desk area. One thing that I want to point out, if you're a business traveler, if for whatever reason you're traveling with your separate keyboard, there's a keyboard tray. I can't say I've seen that at any other hotel. Most hotels around the world, I can't say I've seen this at any of those. So definitely a unique feature here at the Hotel Principe. Here we have a do not disturb. And then we also have room service here. Room service cards for breakfast and then some stationery. Very nice. Okay. Hi everyone. I do like this wallpaper. It's kind of shimmery, so it reflects the light. I do like that about it. The porter brought up our bags actually when we first checked in, so that's nice. They have some art. Let's quickly check out the coffee station over here. So they have a couple plugs, USBs, and then regular European plugs here. They have an espresso machine, some cups. They have different sugars. The sugars, coffee creamer, and espresso pods. Very nice. And then on this bedside table, they have phone, notepad, and then the same lights. One is for the bedside and one is for the main room there. So this is just what it looks like from the bed. I think you have a great view of Venice right from your bed. So I love that. Can't wait for that tonight. So here's just a panoramic view of the room. Let's go back into the hallway. So you can see there's some nice big mirrors over here. Let's open this up. All right, so we have a safe. We have I don't know what this is. Is this laundry? No, this is breakfast. This is breakfast. Okay. I'll come back to this later. I'm not too sure. Anyway, here's our safe. Here's our robes and slippers. And then we have two extra blankets here. Oh, this one opens first. We have hangers. We have 2 extra pillows. Lots of space if you want to hang anything. And then we have another pillow down here. Very nice. Lots of extra goodies in there. All right, now let's take a look at the bathroom. So I think this is a good sized bathroom. As you can see, there is just a shower, no tub, and then we also have a towel warmer here, which is, I would say, like lukewarm right now. Some towels hanging there, toilet and bidet. Okay, nice big bathroom mirror, hair dryer, soap. We have shower cap, shoes, sponge, beauty kits. There we go. All right, and great sink too. Nice and clean. All right, everybody, so let's kick it back to my main review. This is my full walkthrough. Okay, now let's get into my highlights of the Hotel Principe. Number one, and I've already mentioned it, but the food. So I talked a little bit about Mirai Japanese Sushi Bar, but I'm going to get into some more details about that. So like I said, my mom and I had dinner there last night, and honestly, I'm a bit of a sushi connoisseur. I love sushi, and I thought that this was a fantastic sushi restaurant. So we actually ordered, they have an extensive cocktail menu. We ordered 2 pisco sours, which is very Peruvian. So we were definitely mixing cultures. It was very an international kind of night. We ordered the pisco sours. They were really good cocktails at this bar. And then for dinner, we had the seaweed salad. We had the seafood gyoza, which was like, I could have just eaten that all night. It was so good. And then we had a couple rolls on top of that as well. Everything was so wonderful. The service was really lovely too. The ambiance was really good. Definitely recommend the food at Mirai Japanese Sushi Bar, even if you're not staying at this hotel. Check that out if you're looking for sushi in the city. And then for breakfast, so we went down for breakfast this morning. It was a very busy breakfast room, I have to say. We got there probably around 8 a.m. and the place was already about half full. It's a full buffet breakfast. You have your meats, cheeses, pastries, juice, coffee, all of that. It's all buffet style. I didn't see any a la carte options, so just a note about that, but a really good breakfast. I would tack that on to your stay if you're staying here at Hotel Principe. And another highlight is the view. So we are staying in a superior double room with a canal view here at Hotel Principe, and we have a balcony in the room as well as 2 other windows. So there's a ton of natural light in the room, and we can step out right onto the balcony and see the Grand Canal. I could actually see the Grand Canal and people going by from bed this morning, which was a really cool experience. So if you want to see the Grand Canal in Venice, if that's a highlight that you want to experience, this is a great option. And speaking of location, so the location of this hotel, like I said, is in Cannaregio, which is actually a little bit more of a local neighborhood. I would say where the hotel is specifically is not a local neighborhood. You're right near the Santa Lucia train station. You're also near the casino. We're on like a very main street, so there's a lot of people all the time. There's a lot of restaurants and bakeries, pharmacies, supermarkets, all that kind of stuff. It's a very busy street. But if you want more of a local vibe, you don't have to go that far into Cannaregio to get that. Also on location, the hotel has a private water taxi station, and you can take the water bus right to all of the main sites of Venice. So the main sites of Venice are about a 20-minute walk away. However, again, you can take that water bus. Nothing's that far away, but you are removed from the main tourist hub of San Marco. Okay, so going into the room, so like I said, our room was 229, which is a superior double room with canal view. I mentioned in my room walkthrough that I wasn't too sure about the bed. It seemed like maybe it wasn't quite for me. I had a great sleep on this bed. That really wasn't an issue. I thought it was a good mix of firm yet plush. I also had concerns about the pillow because it seemed a little bit flat. Also, that was fine. There are spare pillows and stuff in the room as well if you need an extra one. But I actually had a really good sleep, so no qualms about any of that. Also, I have to mention that there was a mini fridge in the room. So I missed this entirely on my room walkthrough, and I only found the mini fridge about 30 minutes later. So there is a mini fridge, there is a mini bar with some prices. So just a note about that. That's my mistake. I missed that. So I would say that the room is a good size for two people. It didn't feel like my mom and I were stumbling over each other, anything like that in the room. And like I mentioned, there are 3 windows in the room, so a lot of natural light. I would say, and this is going to be a little bit of a con for me, is that the room is starting to show signs of age and wear. There are some scuffs on the walls. The sink is showing some age as well. This isn't necessarily a deal breaker, but I would say it's something to be aware of. Likewise, in the hallways with the carpets, you can just tell that with time and age, it's been, walked on quite a bit. So I wouldn't say that's necessarily anything critical. Just be aware it's not the newest hotel as far as furnishings. And about the bathroom. So I would say that the bathroom is a good size, but the shower is actually quite small. It was a little bit hard to move around in there. I did like the products line, however. So the product line was very citrusy and just really good quality. The shower pressure itself was really good and the water got nice and hot. So all good on that. Again, everything in the room is quite functional, just a little bit dated, I would say. Also, a couple things about the room. So you also saw in my room walkthrough that there's some closet space and a luggage rack. So lots of space to put your stuff, to have it out of the way. I thought that was all really good. There's also a desk, like I said. So if you want to get a little bit of work done, that's a good option as well to do it in the room. There's also some places, and I'll mention this a little bit later, down in the lobby if you want to get some work done as well. The Wi-Fi is really fantastic. So good for business travelers, but I'll mention that a little bit later too in the review. About the service, that was really good as well. There is an on-site concierge, and I also thought that the check-in service people were really nice and lovely, really smiley, no real qualms about that, as well as the porter who helped to bring up our bags to the room. The breakfast people were also quite lovely, so really no notes on the service. I thought everything was really nice there. Okay, so now for my pros and cons. So I'm going to quickly rattle off my pros. I kind of went through them already. I would say that one of my biggest pros is all the windows in the room, lots of natural light, and of course the view of the Grand Canal is wonderful. Also the restaurants, the food at the hotel is really, really good. I also like the location here in Cannaregio, really close to a lot of local spots. So those are my pros. And for cons, like I mentioned, my number one con is probably that the hotel is getting a little dated, especially when you get into the rooms and the hallways. The hotel lobby, like I said, is gorgeous though. So there's a bit of a change as you walk through the hotel. That's a small thing. Again, everything is very functional, very clean. It just needs a little bit of an update. Okay, so who is this hotel for and who is it maybe not for? I would say that this Hotel Principe is for couples. Families are going to like it here. I also think business travelers are going to like it here because of the in-room desk, really great Wi-Fi, and there's also many places throughout the hotel to take a business meeting. There's conference rooms, all that kind of stuff. Also, and the hotel actually bills itself as this, it is very pet friendly. So if you are traveling with your furry friend, this is probably the place to stay in Venice for you. Not only do they have a dog welcome kit, but they also have doggy daycare. They have a dog walker. They have a lot of puppy amenities. So if you have a dog with you, I think this is kind of a no-brainer. And who I think that this hotel is maybe not for, I would say that this hotel is probably not for high-end luxury travelers. Even for comparing to other 4-star hotels throughout the city, I would say that it's a little, like I said, it's a little bit dated. So it doesn't give that, really fresh, clean, airy 4-star hotel vibe. Still very nice though. And I think there's a lot of pros to staying here, so you can decide whether or not it's for you. And remember, if you think that this hotel isn't for you, or you just want to do your due diligence, I stayed in Venice for 16 nights, and I have a full guide to where to stay in Venice on travellemming.com. You can see that in the description box below. I also wrote a written guide to Hotel Principe. You could also find that in the description box below. And what I paid. So I stayed at Hotel Principe in March of 2026, and in total, I paid $257 and 61 cents. And this included 2 breakfasts. So at the time with the conversion rate, this equated to 216 euros. I think that this is pretty good value for money, to be honest. You are right near some great attractions, including the train station, including the casino. So if those are big attractions for you, if you want to explore Cannaregio, great spot for that. You're also right by the water bus station. So you can get down to St. Mark's Square without being in the really hustle and bustle of San Marco itself. And if you want to book this hotel, I have to mention, book as far in advance as possible. I stayed here in March of 2026, and I can already see that, the hotel rates were changing, things were booking up really quickly. If you stay here in the summertime, I'm telling you, it's going to book up so much faster and the rates are going to go up. As soon as you know your dates for Venice, book your hotel. And please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Like I said, Travel Lemming is a truly independent travel guide. We write guides and make videos just like this one to help travelers just like you plan your trips. Also, if booking this hotel is in the cards for you, please use our affiliate link to booking.com in the description box below. And if you liked this video, I think you might like this one next. Ciao!